Hi, everybody. It's Adeniki McKinday, your purpose coach and career strategist. Hope you are doing well. Excited today to come to you and talk about, are you taking 100% responsibility for your life and career? So today's topic is a hot one, okay? Because a lot of times, again, having been in this career development space for a while, I've heard every excuse there is to give. And so excited to talk to you a little bit about how to make sure that you are taking 100% responsibility for your life and career. So I am sharing this out here, and then we will jump right into our session. Super excited about this topic because, again, anytime we're talking about, grabbing hold and taking ownership of your career, that is one of my favorite topics. So super excited to share. So again, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Adeniki McKinday, and I'm a purpose coach and a career strategist. And I help you go from sick and tired to peace and purpose in your work. Again, I help you go from sick and tired to peace and purpose in your work. And how do I do that, you might ask? Well, the way that I do that is by helping you really come to revelation about what your purpose is, and then helping you create a strategy and a plan for how to go out and get that and match that to real world work or businesses and go out and get that. So that is how I help you. And let me just say, my clients consistently tell me that not only do I help them get the revelation of how they're special and that they're special, but I also really help them to understand how to communicate that effectively so that they are really, when they talk to people about what they do and what they love, people hear that, they understand that, and they're ready and willing to go help them. And then finally, I really help them to understand how to, take that action plan and run with it. Okay, so those are the three ways that I help people. So let's jump right into today's topic, how to take 100% responsibility for your own life and not just kind of float along and go with the wind. So here's a statement that I often hear, again, from the people that I've worked with, my ideal client, some of the things that they tell me, and I'm just going to drop this in the comment and you let me know what you think about this. A lot of people tell me that I don't really know what I want to do. I wait for people to offer me roles, and then I just end up taking jobs as they come up. But then I realize I'm not really doing what it is that I love or that I want to do. And you can literally be doing this for years, 10 or 20 years. I've had clients tell me that they've never really had to search for a job. Every time they wanted a job, someone would offer them a job. And that's a fantastic scenario, if they're offering you what you want. But then to come to the end of 10 years, 15 years, or 20 years and understand that, wow, I've actually never really done anything that I enjoy, that's a hard place to be. And so today we want to talk about, what does it mean to take 100% responsibility for your life? What does that look like? So the first question I have to ask is, who are you blaming? Who or what are you blaming for the position that you're in? Okay, so again, just kind of going back to that example, if you've just kind of floated along and taken kind of whatever people threw out there at you, you really didn't necessarily have a plan for your life. You just literally just kind of floated along, and then you wake up and you're 40 or 50 years old and you realize, oh my God, I really didn't have a plan for my life. I literally just kind of floated through this thing. If that has happened to you, first of all, don't start beating yourself up, because that is counterproductive. That makes zero sense. But you do have to at some point stop and say, if I am not where I want to be, at a certain age or at a certain season in life, why is that? Okay? So who or what are you blaming? Okay, so the first thing you want to do is, if you're blaming someone, then you just want to stop that right now, because no one is responsible. We are all 100% responsible. As hard as that is to hear, as hard as it is to hear, we are all really 100% responsible for where we are in life. I'm not saying that there are not reasons for it. I'm not saying that there are probably even valid excuses for where we are. But if we're not where we want to be, that situation is firmly in our hand. So let's talk about, who are you blaming? Are you blaming a boss? Okay. That boss held me down. That boss didn't, they didn't mentor me correctly. They didn't coach me correctly. Who are you blaming? Are you blaming someone other than yourself? Because, this is the thing. If you are blaming anything outside of you, any external force, then in a sense, what you're saying is that external force has total and complete control of you. And you really have no, you have no responsibility. You have no ownership of your own life. If anything or any person is the reason why you're in the situation that you are in right now. You gave over control. It's just that simple. I can remember a situation in my own life personally where I had a rough boss. I think we've all been there, where people have been in positions and, it's just not been a gravy train, And in that particular situation, as I thought about the situation, I started to get upset. But then as I thought about it, I said to myself, let me just look at me. I can't change a boss. I cannot in any way, shape, or form change another person, but I can change me. And so I sat down and really evaluated kind of what it is I was doing in the job that might be getting the response that I was getting from that particular boss. And as I sat down and thought about it, it really just came down to a personality difference. And so I could sit there and get bitter and, bellyache and complain about that situation with my boss, or I could really be proactive about adjusting my style so that things could flow a lot smoother between me and this boss. And so I sat down, I really thought through what were the personality differences, came to understand what some of them were, and then I made the decision up in my mind, you know what, I'm going to be the absolute best team member, the best teammate that this boss has ever had. I'm going to really make her really appreciate the work that I do. And like I said, not in this type of kowtowing way or trying to, please somebody that can't be pleased, but in the sense that I was going to do the absolute best work that I could do in order to make sure that, whatever the situation was, that I wasn't going to get bitter. So again, think about what's happening in your life right now. And if there's somebody you are tempted to blame, or some circumstance you're tempted to blame, then I want you to stop for a second and don't do that.